What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of Huerta Urbana. If you hear a little echo, sorry about that. I'm in my clinic recording this, so sorry for the echo. Today is an episode about my planter box backyard garden because I had to go through some big changes, not because I wanted to, because I had to, because a little teeny spider decided to wreak havoc on my tomato plants. Actually, super tiny. Almost invisible little teeny red things. You're going to probably see some of them if you pay close attention in the video. But I started to study a little bit about these buggers, and I found out that they are called spider mites, and they can take down plants if there's a lot of them. And man, my plants were covered with them. I would say thousands of them, and they were definitely able to take out my tomato plants, every one of them. So the spider mites, they're known as sap-sucking pests. So they insert their mouth pieces, their mouth parts into the tender areas of the tomato plant or whichever plant they're sucking, and they suck out the cell content. And that's how they basically kill a plant over time. And that's exactly what happened to my plant. They got the cell content sucked out of them by a tiny little teeny red spider mite. Kind of crazy, but when you have thousands of them on your tomato plants, that's a lot of cell sucking. So I started to study them. Like I said at the very beginning, I started to see if I can find out ways I can get rid of these sap suckers. And actually, the best way to do it was the way I was trying to do it: spray with water. Try to get rid of them with spraying water on them and see if that'll help. I definitely didn't do it enough because it didn't help me. I should have done it more often. Maybe it would have. I don't know, but it definitely didn't help me. So I kept on studying, and I found another way to do it. I'm going to kind of share it here because I don't know if it works. I'm going to share it anyway, but if you ever have a problem, then you know what you can do to see if it actually does work. They say if you take onions and garlic, boil it for an hour, let that cool down, put in some cayenne pepper, and then strain all the solids out of it, and then turn it into a spray bottle. They say that's a great way to get rid of the spider mites. So I don't know if it truly works. I've never used it. That's what I learned online. I'm kind of sharing it with you guys. So if you do ever have a spider mite problem, well, garlic, onions, and cayenne pepper might do the job. And if you spray it more often, maybe if you spray it 2 or 3 times a day, so it's going to be a lot of work, maybe they'll never get to the point where they can actually suck out all the cell content of your plants and leave them basically dead, like you'll see in my video. But as they say in permaculture, it wasn't really a spider mite problem. It was a companion plant problem. So I continued to study, and I found out that some great companion plants that bring in the predators that'll kill the spider mite are cilantro, onions, or really any family, any plant in the onion family. So leeks also. Green onions, anything that's in the onion family will help. Sunflowers and parsley. So next year with my tomatoes, I'm going to plant cilantro, onions, and parsley all around them, and hopefully that'll bring in the beneficial bugs, so the spider mite never gets enough, or never gets to be able to actually suck enough cell content out to actually kill my poor tomato plants. So that's what we're going to be seeing today: the change in my planter box garden in the backyard. You're also going to see, as you saw in the last episode, I have a sweet banana tree, and it's only getting sweeter. You'll have to watch the episode to see, but I can't wait to try them. Well, hope you guys enjoy this episode. You guys are awesome, and, well, yeah, enjoy the episode.
Mm-hmm. So now let me show you the backyard. Backyard, not so good. But some things are kind of neat. Well, I got 2 citrus trees coming up and another avocado tree coming up. That's from compost. I did not plant that. That's just from the compost, and I decided to come up and come up. That squash also, I did not plant that. And that bean plant, I did not plant that. What I did plant was this tomato that has been taken from me by a small, tiny red spider. And I just couldn't stay on top of it. There you can kind of see them right there. I just couldn't, I mean, I don't know how to get rid of them. So if anyone out there knows how to get rid of this small, tiny red spider that's almost impossible to see, let me know, because that's what it did. That's what it did to my tomato plants there, and also here. Got a couple tomatoes that are coming along. I mean, this turned a little green, but I just can't keep them off. They just keep on coming back. It's just crazy. So what I'm planning on doing is taking out all the tomato plants and just leaving that right there. I'm going to focus on that one plant right there and see if I can help that one survive. So all these tomato plants are going to be taken out. Take these last couple tomatoes off. Look how this pepper plant has just blown up. I mean, got some bad, but we also have some good. There's lots and lots of flowers, but no fruit yet. I'm hoping that it's not too hot for it to fruit, because it's been having some really warm days. That green onion's ready, so I'm going to be taking that out soon and eating it. Also the leeks. That is another pepper plant. I need to cut those leaves off the comfrey again. That'll be the 5th time I actually cut those leaves off. And same thing here. Look at this. My tomato plants, I already took out 2 of them. This is another one that just didn't make it. That is a plant that was given to me by a friend, and it looks like it might make it. Let's see if I can remember what it's called in English. It's called albahaca in Spanish. So let's see, what was that called in English? I'll remember. But so we've had some pest problems here in the backyard. Even in this little teeny planter box garden, we've had some problems. So, but kind of stoked about that plant. And we also have another citrus tree that decided to come up all by itself right there too. So I'll transplant those into little planter boxes that I have, little flower pots that I have. And there's another squash that I might let go too, because there's not much I can plant at the moment because it's too warm. But I'm going to try to plant some things anyway. So that's what happened here in the backyard. Went from super lush green, tons of growth, to a spider epidemic that took out all my tomato plants and just left them screaming for help. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take them all out and plant something new. That's what we're looking at in my backyard planter box garden. I'm super excited. I have to show you this. So this is the banana tree I planted about 2 years ago. If you remember, I'll probably have to get a picture of it or something like that so you can see how it was before. It's a monster now. But what I'm so happy about is that. Check that out. That is one of my favorite things to watch, to see that grow. I've had very few trees in my life that I've actually planted and saw fruit. I could count them on my fingers. There was a pomegranate where I got a couple tiny pomegranates, plums, really small plums, and a peach. No, not a peach, apricot tree. And 5 or 6 apricots. I mean, because we're always moving, so we've never been able to stay in a place and actually watch the trees grow. It's something I really want to do. I want to be in a place where I can actually plant a tree and actually get the fruit from that tree. And look, we're going to get it from our banana tree that we planted two years ago. So that's pretty exciting. Well, a little update. I took out all of the tomatoes. I left that little tomato that came off the stem of the other tomato. I left that one there, and I'm taking care of that one. So every day I come out here and I make sure there's not one little teeny red spider anywhere near it. And hopefully that one survives and it'll give me some tomatoes before it gets too cold. I picked all my green onions, so I have those here. Kind of show those to you. I kind of cleaned them off already, so I got some green onions. I'm gonna be cooking with those soon. And here's that pepper plant. It's huge, but lots of flowers too, but not much fruit yet. So I can't really say there's any fruit on this plant yet, which is kind of discouraging. Oh, I see one. Well, okay, so there's a couple of fruits, but little teeny things, and we're pretty far. We're halfway through summer now, so that's kind of discouraging, but we should get a couple of them. That's what's left here, so I'm going to plant some stuff. So that tomato gone, that tomato gone, that tomato gone, and then the tomato that was there over here too is gone. And I remember what that plant was. So this plant here is basil. I remembered. So that's what we're looking at. I'm gonna see. I'm not really taking care of those tomatoes. We'll see if one of them survives. Maybe we'll get some more tomatoes before the season's over. I'm gonna let this bean plant and this squash plant just kind of grow. I'll have to figure out what I want to plant in here. Hopefully I can get something before fall, before I have to worry about the fall garden. We'll see what happens. Well, so I'm gonna go cook with my nice green onions. What do you think about that?
Well, as always, hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching how I'm taking an obstacle and turning it into the way. Don't forget, if you liked it, subscribe. If you want more information about what I do, you can actually get a lot more information at www.pastosverdesfarm.com, where you'll see that I have a podcast and other things that I talk about, basically trying to help you reach your health potential. Try to make it easier for you to understand what health truly is, and it's all found there. So see you next time on Huerta Urbana.